Hello everyone, welcome back to Andrina's Creations. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you a different party favor. Today I'm going to show you how to customize any candles that you will purchase, how to customize a candle sleeve. So guys, are you ready to learn? Remember that you can use any software of your choice and you're going to see how easy this is. And these are great party favors and souvenirs for all your guests to have in their house as a reminder of the great event they went to. All right, guys. Okay, remember that all candles are not made equal. So depending on the candle that you have purchased and you would like to customize, you must measure your candles. So you're going to measure the width, like the band that's going to go around your candle, and also how tall you want the band to be in your design. I purchased my candle at Dollar Tree for tutorial purposes, but of course you can use this as well. So as you see me here, I'm wrapping around my measuring tape to see how wide I need my band, and I'm going to measure the middle to see how tall I want my band and the design that's going to go in the front. Again, I highly recommend you owning a measuring tape like this, so you always get to measure your items when you are creating a design for them. For this project, I'll be using metallic gold cardstock and white cardstock to print my images. Make sure that the paper is compatible with your printer. I have an EcoTank 16600 and it does print out cardstock. You can also use glossy paper if that's something that you would like to use. Okay, your next step is opening up the software of your choice. I'll be using Silhouette Studio Business Edition. I have tons of tutorials on how to use this software. Remember, even if you don't have a cutting machine, you are still able to use the software. Depending on how much you design here, sometimes you don't even need the cutting machine because you can just print and cut by hand. Again, check down below for the entire playlist of my Silhouette Studio. Now, keep in mind, I have Silhouette Business Edition. This one is the paid version, but it's a one-time payment. If you would like to try out this software, you can download the Basic Edition. Basic Edition is free. Again, you do not need a cutting machine to use this software. A lot of you guys have started following me because I have used Microsoft Word. So it's almost the same thing with Microsoft Word. You do not need nothing to cut because you're going to be printing and cutting by hand. But this is definitely a big upgrade from Microsoft Word. Okay, remember, there's Basic Edition, Designer Edition, and Business Edition. The first thing you need to do is download the Basic Edition. I'll leave the link down below on how to download the Basic Edition. And then I am affiliated with Swing Design. You can go straight to their website and download the Business Edition. You do not need to purchase the Designer one. You can go straight from Basic all the way to Business. All right, keep that in mind. Again, I'll leave all those links down below. And again, I am affiliated with them. It is a one-time payment of $100. Right now, they have it on sale for $88, and it is a great investment. All right, again, I have Silhouette Business Edition, so I did open up my software. The advantages of having Business Edition is that you have all the icons. Next step is that you are going to go get your designs, your images, your backgrounds, and stuff like that. Now, I got all of my stuff from Creative Fabrica. Again, I'm also affiliated with them, but I highly recommend this website. You can get a lot of cute designs, wallpapers, digital patterns. I said wallpapers. I meant digital papers, your backgrounds, PNGs, a lot of stuff, guys. There's billions and billions of stuff like this. If you would like to go ahead and become a member, I'll leave my link down below. For the first month, it will just be $1 for the first month, and after that it will be $19 per month. But again, once you are a member, you can download tons and tons of stuff from here, and you can cancel at any time. All right, I'll be designing these candles like if it was for a baby shower, and I got all these stuff right here. As you can see, I got brush strokes, I got watercolor backgrounds, I got the baby nursery background, I got the baby pandas and all that fun stuff, all right, to design. Once you have put them on and you have downloaded them, you're going to receive a zipped folder. A zipped folder means that all the images are compressed into a folder. You need to decompress it, meaning you need to extract that folder to release all the files from that folder. Once you extract it, if you don't know how to extract folders, there's tons of videos here on YouTube on how to extract it. Once you extract it, it's already saved onto your laptop or desktop. Make sure that you're always saving your stuff into different folders, so when you are looking for your images, you're not looking everywhere on your laptop or desktop. I have different folders. Like I have like watercolor folder, I have a panda folder, I have a baby boy folder. Hopefully that makes sense. So I know specifically when I'm about to design, I just go directly to that folder. All right, so enough with that chatting, but you can also purchase your stuff from Etsy. You can check on Google and stuff like that. All right, so once I have downloaded all my images and they are already saved into my laptop, I'm gonna go back to Silhouette. There's two different ways on bringing in your images and backgrounds into Silhouette. First thing is you're gonna go to File, you go to Merge, Do not go to file and open. If you go to file and open, you're opening up a new document. Once you're here in your folders, you're gonna click on wherever you save. As you can see, I have everything here saved in categories like unicorn wallpaper, templates, my stickers, St. Patrick's and stuff like that. So go all the way to the folder, right? And then go ahead and select the one that you would like to use and click on OK. Now that is the first option. Now you can, if you don't want to go there, you can actually go down here to your quick access folder. Click on your quick access folder. Go ahead and do the same thing. Select the folder where you got your saved your stuff at, and then you can just drag your image or background into Silhouette Studio. All right. So those are two different options. Once you have all the designs and all your backgrounds and images, this is a PNG image, meaning that this is a transparent background. As you can see, it doesn't have no background. This is a PNG image. All right, your next step is, now remember those measurements that you took from the candle that you have purchased. Now you're going to create your rectangles with the measurements you provided. So how will you do that? Here on your left, you're going to have shapes. You're going to click on the shapes. You're going to click on the rectangle. Make any size rectangle here on your screen. Up here is the zoom out and the zoom in button. That is the magnifying glass with the plus sign and the minus sign. I'm going to zoom in so you're able to see what I'm doing. As you can see, anytime you bring in something into Silhouette, anytime you type something, anytime you create a shape, you're going to have a red outline. I personally do not like working with that red outline. So my outline color, it's here on my right, and it looks like 3 different lines under the fill icon. I'm just going to turn off the color. See 2 options here, the color lines. The first one has like some lines going across it. That means it's like the no color. So I remove the color. I'm gonna go to the paint fill option. Looks like a paint palette, and I'm actually going to color this a orange color because I know I want to cut that out of gold cardstock. One tip I could give you is, while you're designing, always color your stuff the color cardstock you want to use. So at the end, when you're about to cut all your items, you know exactly what color cardstock you are going to be using. All right, my rectangle is still selected. Now up here, while it's selected, it's going to have the width and the height. On your width, start typing when you went around your candle. That is your width. Okay, so start typing. I measured around 8.25. I'm giving it some wiggle room. I don't want it to be so tight, so I'm actually going to do my width 8.25. Again, these measurements might not work for you if you have a different candle. For my height, I'm just going to do 1 inch. So I'm going to type the number 1 and enter on my height. And that is the first rectangle that's going to go around my candle. Now I want to create another layer on this candle. And how would you do that? I'm going to go to my double star. That is the offset icon. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click where it says internal offset. And you might not see that. Let me actually zoom in. And I'm gonna do that again. So while my rectangle is selected, I'm going to click on internal offset, and now you see a rectangle around it. I'm gonna go down maybe to 1, just like that, and I'll make sure that it's a rectangle, and I'm going to click on apply. I'm gonna go back to the fill icon, and I'm gonna actually just color it black for now. Now, as you can see, when I did an internal offset, you see that now here, the width is not going to be the same. It's actually going to be smaller than my back one. I do not want that. So I'm just going to make sure that my rectangle is selected, and I'm also going to put the width on this one, 8.25, and enter. So it's still the same width. All right. Now for this rectangle, I actually want to add an image because I'm going to be printing that one there. How to add a background to your shapes. Again, that's different options. If you have business edition, you guys might see a dropper here on your left. So you're gonna click on that black rectangle, click on that dropper that's on your left, and click on the image that you want to add to that one. But as you can see, it's gonna look like this. So how to fix that is, you go here onto your fill icon that looks like the paint palette. You go to your third option, and where it says advanced options, and then here where it says aspect ratio, click on the first one. And as you can see, now down here you have the scale button, and you can go down on your scale to fix it up in there to see more of your background. All right, that was option 1. If you do not have the basic edition, let me color this black. There is a different way that you can actually bring in your background. Let me zoom out. Make sure that your background is completely covering the back of your rectangle. Now, while your image is selected, hold down your shift key, click on that black rectangle so both items are selected. You're going to go to your modify icon, looks like a square and a circle, and click on crop. And now you crop that in there. Going to do the same thing, go to your fill icon, go to the pattern one, the third one, and down here you can scale it down as well, the same thing that I just did. All right, and boom, that one is done. Now I do want to add an extra here. This is again just me designing. You don't have to do this extra step, but I'm actually going to click on the cloud rectangle. I'm gonna go again to my offset icon, click on internal offset. I'm actually going to go down, that's too much, maybe right there. So I'll put it at 0.0.35. I'm going to click on apply. I'm going to go here to my outline color. I'm going to go up maybe to a 1.5. As you can see it, how that's turning. Here where it says style on the lines, I'm going to change it to the first one that has like those little dashes. And on the outline color, I'm going to click like a brownish color, as you can see. Now, while those dashes are selected, I'm going to hold my shift key and click on the cloud background, right click and group that together. And now I'm left with that. And let me zoom in. Okay, that's how it looks. Now let me zoom out. Now for the middle of your candles, you are going to decide, would you like a circle? Would you like a triangle? Would you like a square? It's totally fine, depending on the design that you're going for. So again, here on your left, you're going to grab a shape. Let's say you do want a circle. You can make a circle right in the middle and start designing your circles however you would like. Okay, make sure that you have measured your candle to see how big you want the center to be. I'm not going to be using a circle or flower or anything like that. I'm actually going to be using a square. So I'm going to go grab that square. I'm going to make any size square here on my screen. Let me color that black so you're able to see it. And I'm actually going to measure mine to 1.4 and enter by 1.4 and enter. So this is what I'm going to start with, right? I'm going to right click and duplicate this one. I'm going to click on the first one. I'm going to go to, let me click on the color, another color, so you're able to see what I'm doing. So on this one, I am going to click on my offset, click on internal offset and go down. Maybe on 0.05, and then I'm gonna color that one red so you're able to see what I'm doing. I'm going to select these both rectangles. I'm gonna go again to my modify icon and click on subtract, and then I'm going to delete that one in the middle and go ahead and change that outline color because I do not like that outline color. All right, remember I have this one. I'm gonna actually rotate this one just a bit. I'm gonna bring this one to the front, and I created that shape there. I'm going to select them both, right click and weld. So now this is a shape that I have created. I'm gonna remove that outline color because I do not like the color, and this is actually gonna get cut out of gold cardstock, so I'm gonna color it gold. This is actually going to go in the, let me actually group this really quick, right click and group. This is going to go in the center. I'm going to select everything and I'm going to center it. To center your stuff, you just go to your transform icon and click on the center. So everything, this is how everything's looking right now. And let me go create another square. Remember I did it 1.4 by 1.4. I'm gonna color this pink so y'all can see it, and I'm gonna do another offset, internal offset on this one. Let me bring it maybe to a 0.5. And let me color this up. I'm gonna go in the middle. I'm actually going to add a background onto that. So I'm gonna add this background there. I'm gonna send this to the back. Click on that rectangle, click on the image, go to modify icon and click on crop. I'm actually gonna put those lines around this one too. So I'm gonna go do an internal offset, bring that up. And I'm going to click on the line color, bring that up, maybe to a 1, change the style of the lines. And I'm going to color it brown as well. With the lines, just click on the green rectangle, click on internal, on the offset, internal offset, and I want my internal, my other layer that's gonna go in the middle. Let me zoom in. To go really close to that outline color, so maybe right there. And then I'm gonna color this white because I'm gonna be cutting that out of white cardstock. So this is layers. As you can see, I'm gonna be cutting the back out of gold, then I'm gonna print this out of green, and then I'm going to be printing this out on white cardstock because I'm gonna design here. Now add your design. I want this panda bear to go right here. To type here in Silhouette, you had to first click on the A on your left, then the A on your right, and select the font that you want to use. Now to download free fonts, you can go to thefont.com. I have a separate tutorial on how to do that, but you can also purchase your fonts, or if you have the membership, just get the fonts from Creative Fabrica. The first thing that you need to know is that whenever you are downloading new fonts into your laptop or desktop, the entire software must be closed. So Silhouette Studio must be closed. Once you download your font, open up your Silhouette Studio and all your fonts should be showing up. Now then, again, you're going to click on the A on your left, A on your right, select the font that you want to choose, click anywhere on your screen and start typing. Now to get off the edit mode, meaning that you stop typing, then click somewhere here on your screen to get off the edit mode. Click on your font, color the font the color that you want, and remove that red outline as well. When you are done typing and get off the edit mode and you no longer want that font, and I spelled that wrong, and you no longer want that font, you can still click on it and go ahead and change the font to something that you want to use. I'm not sure if you're able to see those blue lines that are popping up when I'm moving my stuff. You see that those blue lines? That means because here on my page setup, my first icon, you go here on your third option here. Second one, sorry. So again, page setup, the second one, I have the enable smart snapping on. So when I'm moving my stuff, you see that it's like I could see those lines there that's centering with the rectangle and stuff like that. That's why you see those blue lines popping up. All right, now I'm actually going to create an offset around this. I'm going to create a gold offset because I'm going to be culling that out of gold cardstock. So I'll have my panda selected, go on your offset, click on offset, and I'm going to do 0.030 and then click on apply. Then I'm going to go to the fill icon, color that orange so I know that's a gold. I'm going to select the panda, select the offset, right click and group it together so I know exactly where to put it at. And boom, I'm done. You can add more items or you can design it however you would like, but this is how I'm just going to leave it right here. Now I always like to duplicate my items, so I'm going to select everything, right click and group, and right click and duplicate it. So I know exactly how everything's gonna go when I'm ready to assemble everything, right? So this is the original copy. Now right click and ungroup this, and now start separating everything how you're going to cut it. So the panda, I need to right click and ungroup. Panda is getting printed. This one's getting cut out of gold cardstock. Let me zoom in. This white piece with the name and the brush stroke and the baby shower typing there, right click and group. That's also getting printed separated. Actually, let me ungroup this because like it's on white. Let me click on that white square. I'm gonna go to the outline color. When your this is a tip I can give you. When your thickness is on 0 but you still color your outline, as you can see, look, I'm gonna color the outline brown, but because my thickness is on 0, that brown outline is actually not going to print. So whenever you're adding an outline color but you leave your thickness on 0, that's not going to print, guys. So look, if I go to print, you see there's no red outline, there's no brown outline because my thickness is on 0. So if you wanted this outline to print, make sure that your thickness is up. So now let me group this all together and group it. The reason why I wanted to put an outline color so I'm able to see it when I'm about to print where I'm putting my stuff. So this is getting printed by itself. Oh, I gotta undo. So I'm going to select that, hold my shift key, click the green background, right click and group it together. This is also getting printed by itself. This is getting cut out of gold cardstock. Ungroup that. This is getting cut out of gold cardstock, and this is getting printed by itself. All right. Now, depending on what kind of size printer you have, you must set up your page setup, the size of paper that you will be printing. This actually can get printed on 8x11 paper. Again, if you're using glossy cardstock, it doesn't matter. Make sure you the first thing you need to do is set up the paper size. How will you do that? The first icon is your page setup, where it says media size. Change that to the paper size that you're going to be printing. So if you're going to be using 8x11, change it to 8x11. Orientation, I'm going to have it on portrait mode. Add your stuff there that you're going to be printing. If you do not have a cutting machine at home, just put these items there and you're going to print and cut by hand. So how do you print? You go here to your printer icon, click on print, click on preferences. I'm going, click on preferences, paper source. I'm going to click from the paper tray. Document size 8x11. This should also match here. 3 different spots your paper size should match. At page setup, here in the printer preference, and on your printer. I'm going to leave it on portrait mode. I'm going to print on premium presentation paper matte. I have an Eco Tank 16600, and I'm going to click on OK, apply, and OK and print. All right. Now, if you have a cutting machine and you want your machine to cut this out, you're going to turn on your registration marks. Again, first paper is the page setup. Click here on the third option, turn on your registration marks. Where it says thickness, bring that all the way up. All right. And sometimes you can add a print bleed as well, just in case it misaligns and don't cut like right on your image. You can have a print bleed on so you can still see the full image and not a white little piece of cardstock on the side. I have a full print and cut tutorial on how to print and cut using Silhouette Studio. Now, if you are doing a print and cut, go ahead and print this out, load this paper to your mat, and then go up here where it says send. Now choose your settings. I always cut on blade of 6, force of 28 or 26, speed of 6, and 2 passes because my cardstock is thick. Now, as you can see here, your machine is going to want to cut everything out of here. So you need to tell the machine what to cut and not to cut. And as you can see, these are not even highlighted red at the moment. Whatever is highlighted red, that is what your machine is going to cut. This is not highlighted red. So if I click on it, I gotta tell the machine to cut that one out too. And you're gonna see that is going to get highlighted red. But if you look closely, my dashes are also going to get highlighted red. And I don't want that, because then the machine's gonna go individually cut all them little pieces out. You can't click on cut to edge, so it just cuts the edge out. But I'm actually gonna go back to cut. I'm gonna right click and ungroup this. I'm going to select them both, click on no cut, so it could put it like it's not gonna cut it. Sorry, select both and click on no cut. Unselected, just click here on your screen. I'm just gonna select the image, the clouds, and click on cut like that. And then I'm gonna select both, right click, and group this together. Now same thing for this rectangle here. I'm gonna select it, right click, and ungroup it. Just click on the green and click on cut. Now select everything, right click, and group it together. All this, I'm gonna click on no cut, right click on group, click here on my screen, just select that white square, click on cut, select everything, right click, and group. Now go back to your design tab. If you're doing more than one candle, go ahead and start filling everything up. Everything that's inside of this red rectangle is what your machine is going to cut. Anything outside of that red rectangle, your machine is not going to cut it. You can still have some stuff out there, but just know that you're going to have to manually cut that out by hand. Once you load this to your mat, send it to cut. Once this is cut, now you are ready to cut out your other cardstock. So again, here you're going to select the machine. I do have several Cameo machines, and all my machines are named. I do have a separate tutorial on how I name my machine, so I know which one to cut on. So I could just click here, go back and forth through my machines, and select which machine I want to cut from. Okay, again, I have a separate tutorial on that. I'm going to click on send and cut that one out. Once that one is done, I'm going to turn off my registration mark. I'm gonna move all these pieces to the side, and I'm going to add my gold and do the same steps. Click on send and choose your machine, or if you have only one, that's perfectly fine, and send to cut. Use the same settings, 6, 28, 6, and 2. Now, because I am doing this a 3D effect, I'm actually going to be printing the panda out of 2 times. So I just duplicate it, printed him out 2 times. And also my offset gold, I also duplicate it and cut that 2 times. So it can be layered. So it's going to be layered 4 times, if that makes sense. This is also going to be layered. All right, once you cut everything out, we're ready to put the sleeve together. Okay, once you remove the wrapper, figure out where you want the front piece to be at, like your front of the candle, which part of the candle you want it to be the front. Then wrap around your first piece, which will be my gold piece. That is the first piece that I'm going to add. Do not add both pieces at the same time. You first add the first layer. I added hot glue. Do not put the hot glue on the candle, because of course the candle is going to melt. After you add a little bit of dab glue on your gold to glue it around, now add your second part, which is the clouds one. I'll put a little bit of dab glue, wrap that all around, making sure it's centered correctly so you can see the trim of the gold. Wrap that around, and then I am going to layer my pieces using 3D tape or foam tape from the Dollar Tree. You can find foam tape from wherever, Michael's, Joann's, Amazon, Dollar Tree, wherever. So I'm using foam tape to give it that 3D effect. All right, everyone, here it is. Here is the final result. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial and this is the first time here you watching me, don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell to get notified every time I upload new videos. If you do this project, feel free to join my free Facebook group. It's called Andrina's Creations Crafting Lounge. I would love to see your work. You only don't have to post the stuff that you learn from me. It is a crafting community over there. Again, don't forget to follow me on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I usually post lots of tips, and I hope everyone's having a blessed day today, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.